The stories are deep and wide, and I think we're going to deliver a great season 4.
Today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming season of Cobra Kai, its confirmed release date, and latest news. There is no 80s kid who is not aware of the Karate Kid movie franchise. Spanning a decade from 1984 to 1994, the franchise was one of the most successful, along with the Back to the Future and Die Hard franchises. In fact, at the turn of the century, all the above-mentioned franchises were voted as too big not to be revived sooner or later. And not surprisingly, Cobra Kai, based on the Karate Kid franchise, was launched in 2018 on YouTube Red. A raving success, and a second season followed. But following YouTube's decision to stop producing scripted shows, the show was picked up by Netflix, and the third season aired on the platform in January 2021. It was announced for a fourth season in late 2021. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Mania. Before we go any further, remember to smash that like button. Let's carry on. A trailer anytime now. If you ask if there's an official trailer of the fourth season of Cobra Kai, the answer is not yet. Netflix has been notorious with launching the trailers just before the actual release of their shows. Unlike others, they don't build a lot of hype around the trailers. Rather, they create hype around the actual release time. When Netflix announced the fourth season while still airing the third season in January, fans expected it to come a year later. But then in February, when the shooting started, they announced that the fourth season would be coming out in Q4 of 2021. That's between October to December 2021. So, fans can expect a trailer at the latest by September. The Karate Kid Saga. The next Karate Kid, the fourth and last movie in the franchise, was released in 1994, but the series, Cobra Kai, is set 34 years later, which means that the creators have taken the Karate Kid as the base. It all starts with Johnny's point of view, who lost to Daniel in 1984, losing his way in life and struggles to make a living. He worked as a handyman before being fired from his job for an argument with a customer, while Daniel, with his wife Amanda, runs a successful car dealership chain in San Fernando Valley. In a chance meeting due to a hit and run on Johnny, Daniel meets him and the story starts. Many of the old characters have been reprised on the show, with most of the roles taken up by returning actors of the original movies. Ralph Macchio and William Zabka return to their roles, albeit older, as Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, one bully to another. One of the latest returning characters of the movie was Allie Mills, played by Elizabeth Shue. Elizabeth, who reprised her role in the third season, is the one latest entrance into the Cobra Kai series. It is actually Allie who tells both Daniel and Johnny the truth about each other. Both Johnny and Daniel feel that the other is a bully and is being unfairly targeted by the other. She's got a point here, as this is also something the fans have been screaming at their screens for the past few seasons. Maybe this throws some light into the years in between the movie and the series. Anyways, this also leads to Allie and Johnny reconciling and ending things as good friends. Latest updates on Season 4. So we've seen Elizabeth Shue return as Allie. While there's not a lot of solid information at this point, there have been a few confirmations of a couple of reprising faces. Fans are definitely keen to see Hilary Swank coming back to play Julie Pierce again, the main character from the next Karate Kid. Of course, whether or not she makes it back is an entirely different matter. At the end of his day with Allie, Johnny decided he's ready to get serious with Miguel's mother Carmen, and arrived to tell her only to find Miguel looking bloody after his fight. Johnny and Daniel go to Cobra Kai and scuffle with John in the dojo, leading to them discovering that Johnny's son Robbie is now a Cobra Kai student who wants nothing more than to get back at Daniel and Johnny. This revelation, and the alliance between Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do, means that Daniel and Johnny are finally pals. And so are most of the original Karate Kids that joined Cobra Kai. More than any other season prior, Cobra Kai Season 4 has the majority of its upcoming story mapped out well in advance. So fans have a good idea of what to expect between the Eagle Fang, Miyagi-Do, and Cobra Kai dojos respectively. That's because all of the pieces on the board have moved into place for a grandstand finish. All eyes are on the U18 All-Valley Karate Tournament. Fans of the film franchise will remember Terry Silver, the multi-millionaire who featured in Karate Kid 3, a war buddy of John Kreese, who sends him off to Tahiti after his embarrassment at the hands of Miyagi and Daniel. Before kicking off a plot to embarrass the pair of them, he fails predictably. Terry will seemingly be stepping into Cobra Kai Season 4 as a villain. However, at the end of Season 3 of the show, features John making a phone call for reinforcements. It has now been confirmed that actor Thomas Ian Griffith will reprise his role as Silver for the first time in decades. As with everyone else in this universe, Silver is a karate expert and will probably make Kreese even more ruthless. Others like Dimitri, played by Gianni DiCenzo, and Kyler, essayed by Jay Oseo, again in Cobra Kai Season 4, because they were fairly integral in both the fights and the story beats of Season 3. There's also an expectation of a little more focus on some of the other Cobra Kai students as well, because the roster there is looking a little thin. While there are no guarantees on who is returning outside of those announced, there was another tweet from Netflix which promotes Peyton List and Vanessa Rubio to season regulars, and also announces 2 new faces. The cast of Cobra Kai will now be joined by both Dallas Dupree Young and Una O'Brien, both of whom will apparently be playing regular characters in the show, and will no doubt end up throwing hands and feet at some point as well. During Season 3, John recruited several school bullies to Cobra Kai, meaning their core group is even more sadistic than before. But towards the end of Season 3, the adults came together to cancel the All-Valley Karate Tournament, arguing that the tournament probably isn't worth teenagers hospitalizing one another. By this point, it's easy to forget that Miguel started Season 3 in a coma, following Season 2's cliffhanger. It's okay though, after a rousing speech from Miguel and Sam about how much they wanted this tournament to go ahead, they got the all clear, and a bet between Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence's new dojo Eagle Claw, and Miyagi-Do was made. If Cobra Kai doesn't win the All-Valley Karate Tournament, it'll disband. If it does win, they'll continue with their current course and John will remain sensei. The run-up to this tournament will no doubt form the backbone of Cobra Kai Season 4's story, and it's the most exciting the series has ever been. If one thought the all-out riot at the high school that capped off Season 2 was spectacular, the end of Season 3 fight was smaller scale, but much more brutal. The Cobra Kai dojo invaded Daniel's house to fight with Miguel, Sam, Dimitri, and the rest of the assorted Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang students who came together to discuss a truce. The result was a ton of kids laying waste on the scene, while the adults were at the country club gala. The season ends with a real feeling of togetherness, a much more hopeful tone than we got for Season 2's crushing finale. How is the setup? On one side, there's John. On the other, there's Johnny and Daniel in their newly formed dojo, combining Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang. Whichever dojo wins the tournament, the other must disband for good. So that appears to be the general outline for the upcoming season, but it could get far more complicated than that. Hawk, it appears, is back on the side of the Karate Angels and fighting the good fight, while Robbie is now by John's side and could be one of the major villains of Season 4 alongside the ruthless Tori. Then there's the small matter of who John is calling during the final moments of the 3rd season. Could be Terry Silver, the main villain from Karate Kid Part 3, and someone he served with in Vietnam. If the Moneybags is back in Rosetta, it could spell trouble for Daniel and Johnny in a vast expansion of Cobra Kai. The future for Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai has found its perfect home on Netflix. It's the ideal binge-watch show, on a platform where it can find the audience it deserves. And 3 seasons in, fans are now deeply invested in this extension of a universe that was first introduced all the way back in 1984. Bring on Season 4. If the creators have their way, Cobra Kai Season 4 won't be the final season, merely a stop on the way to the end game. Of course, that's all up to Netflix. But given the show's success, people can see it carrying on for a couple more seasons at the very least. Hey, that's all for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.